Hello, and welcome to POMA Does, a podcast produced by the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association. We provide a voice for osteopathic medicine and share insights on issues important to osteopathic physicians, residents, and students, as well as those who embrace the osteopathic philosophy. POMA's mission is to promote the distinctive philosophy and practice of osteopathic medicine for our patients, our members, and the communities we serve. Thanks for tuning in.
Hello and welcome to the latest episode of the POMA Does podcast series, sponsored by the Pennsylvania Osteopathic Medical Association. I am Dr. Kathleen McGonigal, DO, LECOM graduate of class of 2001, and I'm board certified in family medicine with a CAQ in sports medicine. I'm currently faculty of the and osteopathic principles and practice director at LECOM at Seton Hill campus in Greensboro, Pennsylvania, and I am the POMA District 8 region trustee. I am here today with a bunch of my colleagues that are also on the District 8 and the planning committee for upcoming events that are planned in January. So in January 2025, POMA is hosting the 38th Winter Seminar. We're currently on site with my colleagues. We're putting together the final touches in place for this year's event. So in this podcast today, we're going to be sharing with you what we have planned and what's in store for this event coming up. So we hope that you enjoy it. So I'm privileged to be joined by Dr. Jean Battistella, Dr. Thomas DeGregory, Dr. Kevin Thomas, and Dr. Amber Fedden. If you don't mind, if each one of you could then introduce yourselves.
Jean Battistella, DO, 1992 graduate at PCOM, resident born and raised in Southwest Pennsylvania, chair of District 8, former POMA president, and we have a wonderful education committee. We have a wonderful program we'll talk about in a little bit, and I'll let my colleagues introduce themselves.
Thank you. Dr. DeGregory?
Yes, Tom DeGregory. I graduated in 1973 from the University of Des Moines. I'm board certified in family practice, hospice, and palliative medicine. I practice all in practices located all of Western Pennsylvania.
Wonderful. How about Dr. Thomas?
I'm Dr. Kevin Thomas. I'm the Assistant Dean of Institutional Enrollment Management and Clinical Education at the Lake Erie College of Osteopathic Medicine. I'm a 1998 grad from LECOM. I'm board certified in family medicine and neuromusculoskeletal medicine. And I've spent most of my life here in Western Pennsylvania, and I'm really pleased to be able to talk to you guys today.
Wonderful. And Dr. Fedden?
Hi, thanks so much. I'm Amber Fedden. I currently serve as the Associate Dean for Clinical Affairs at Duquesne University's College of Osteopathic Medicine and feel very honored and blessed to serve in that role in the newest medical school that's opened here in our district. I'm also a LECOM graduate in 2005, and I serve as the POMA District 8 Secretary.
Wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us. I know everybody's been busy planning this whole weekend and the days, so it's great to take time out. So we wanted to start talking about the POMA District 8 Winter Seminar. It is open to everyone. Registration's open, and it's open to medical students, residents, interns, fellows, attending physicians. And so you can get on to the website to register, and we'll have the website linked as well as part of the podcast. So what are some highlights of this program that you want to bring up to our listeners?
Dr. McGonigal, I think the first one is the opportunity here to get together as clinicians, exchange ideas, and just be able to express ourselves, make those new networking connections, but also reestablish those old friendships. So many of us get caught up in our practice and in our daily lives. We end up existing solely in our office, a small group of people that we may work with that are in our hospitals. The opportunity to come here and exchange ideas, talk with those who are going to be teaching us at these sessions, but also learn from our other learners. It's just an invaluable thing to be able to come to these conferences each year. And this one has been a great year. It's our 38th year doing this conference. And the strength of this conference is its membership and fellowship at these events.
That's awesome. And we do have physicians registered from all across Pennsylvania and other states, as well as coming on site. And we'll talk about where we're going to be, where we are shortly. How about our other committee members? What are your thoughts on highlights of why you come to the program or what you want to mention about it?
If I may, I'll just tie into what Kevin said. There's no doubt, as DOs, we love that time together when we get to spend time with each other, have our friendships renewed, discuss things in practice, outside practice. The beautiful thing about this conference, it's so family friendly. We invite and appreciate when we see our families. We've seen kids grow up. My son has been coming to this conference for 19 years. He grew up as, a small child, and he's just keeps getting older and older. He's a college freshman now. But Dr. Paloon, who's our chairman emeritus, his son Nicholas, same thing. We can just go through Tom's kids. It's just amazing. And they're all like family to us. So certainly come here to get our education. And we want more of our virtual people to come back in person. We've trying to make it more enticing to people to come back, setting up wellness events, fun social events that can entice both the family as well as the individual physician to really be here in person. But the education's second to none. You can't beat the price, less than $20 a credit. If you come to this conference every year, you'll basically satisfy your CME needs. You'll get your opioid, your risk management. We do a child safety course every 2 years that fills that requirement. It's just a wonderful situation. We love seeing everyone. We hope to see more of you here again this year.
It's awesome. You get some bonuses for coming and hanging out with your colleagues so that you get your license, your CME credits in at the same time.
Yeah. And, I would also add to that, I'm all about making learning fun. And so as you can see, I'm here with the ski slopes behind me. And so we offer discounted tickets for skiing and some of the other activities here on site. You get a discounted rate in January to come to a ski resort here in Pennsylvania. And so lots of great restaurants, great food. We have some great events that are fun for individual physicians and families alike. And so there's lots of opportunities to enjoy the amenities here as well as to enjoy the learning and conference activities.
Amber, that's right. But one thing we ought to make sure we make clear to everybody who's watching, the window for the discounted rates is actually closing pretty quickly here. We've got that just in a couple of weeks here. The credits are going to go more expensive. Discounted right now for the early adopters, but then we can jump up here. I believe that's on the 20th. If I have that right?
Yeah, the early bird pricing is right now. And so please take advantage of that so you get the best bang for your buck there. It closes on the 20th as the last day for the early bird pricing, and then it rises up. But also don't forget to reserve your room block because those will fill up fast. And this is during January. So those will close as a peak ski season. So those will be used up very quickly. So make sure you get on and get that reserved.
The rates actually are very good right now for the room. So we want to make sure that you get the available spots as already set aside for us.
So we should talk about the dates too, as we're mentioning this. So everything is on the POMA website. So you can go and peruse it yourself and look at it up. But the dates are Thursday, January 23rd through Sunday, January 26th of 2025. And we're going to be at the Seven Springs Resort, and it's considered Champion, PA, which is right off the Donegal exit off the turnpike. And it's not very far from Pittsburgh when you're driving. It's like within an hour radius.
We haven't mentioned the actual course that we have, the credits that we receive. We started planning this every year. This is my 38th year of attending this meeting. We sit around a table since last January to design the lectures, what we used to call bread and butter lectures, all practical medicine by leading MDs, DOs throughout the state of Pennsylvania. So the CME quality, and especially the quality for the prices, is excellent. It's probably the best CME that I attend all year and all the other courses that I take. Highly recommend it.
Well, and I think another great thing about this conference is if you're a District 8 member, this is a great way for you to get involved in your district, get to know other physicians here in the region, participate in our business meeting, and see what other opportunities exist for you to be very involved in the profession here in the state.
And what's nice, we obviously want everybody to come and enjoy the amenities and everything we have planned, and we'll talk a little bit more about what's to come for the highlights of the conference itself. But there is a nice option of a virtual option that if you've missed anything while you're here, kind of seeing everything and then also having some time to play, you can catch up on those. You do have access to that after the conference as well, which is nice. So it's up to 24 credit hours that are category 1A. So we're very excited about that. How about a couple of the new things that we're doing? There's receptions and dinners and all that fun stuff. But what are some of the new things that we've added based on feedback from the members and just people who have also attended previously? We have a couple of new things. Does anybody want to talk about some of those? Residency there and stuff.
I'm going to talk real fast because it's like I'm getting ready to get kicked out of my room because I'm in this beautiful Winterbarium. I don't know if the video can do it justice, but this is where we have our annual District 8 sponsored reception every Friday night for anyone that's attending the conference, vendors, physicians, family members. It's a beautiful venue. This picture probably can't do it justice, but it's gorgeous. We have our new member military reception prior to that, and they're actually setting up for a wedding now. So someone's going to be getting married here shortly. So I'm going to be moving out of this room very shortly because it looks like their wedding will be setting up. But we have other wellness activities. We have a wellness walk every day. We're having a s'mores event Thursday for families. It's already been mentioned. We have ski discounts, snowboarding discounts, all of the activities you can imagine that are outdoors. There's skeet shooting on the mountain if people want to go skeet shooting. There's tubing. Those are things if you look on the website and sign up early. There's a game room downstairs for kids. There's an indoor pool. Again, lots of events that people can partake in.
Well, and this year new, we always want to engage our resident members and medical students. Added this residency fair opportunity for our students to come and meet and greet with our residency programs here in the region, get to know some of the programs, get to know some of the people, ask questions and network in that way. And so for students and residents, this is a great way to come and learn and also to, network and get to know people in the GME community here, as well as to, get some mentorship from all the physicians that attend.
Yes, it should be a wonderful event. Plus, all the schools are invited to participate that we have. So we have, PCOM, LECOM, and our newest school. I don't know if Amber, you want to talk about one of our newest ones and our one that's coming in the future.
Sure. So Duquesne University has its inaugural class of 91 students that are first years. We have several of them will also come and attend and network and get to know the other students at the other medical schools. It's always great to have colleagues across different schools and backgrounds. So we're very excited about that and to welcome them to this conference and to the district. POMA welcomed them at their first white coat ceremony recently. So that was really exciting and fun. It's my understanding that Indiana University is also developing a medical school and is in the early phases of that. And so I think we have a couple of guest speakers that will be present as well related to that.
We're very privileged in District 8 because we have 3 medical schools in our district, osteopathic medical schools. So we have the newest ones are developing that you just talked about, and we have LECOM at Seton Hill University campus of the main branch of LECOM Erie. So very exciting that we're rich in osteopathic medical tradition in our district, as well as just fostering the new students coming up. And we want to welcome them as well as our members who are always here to help us and create a great event for everyone and continue that osteopathic edge for our practices and profession. What about some of the topic areas that we have planned? We have kind of a little bit of everything for anybody who's interested in any specialty, as well as an OMT workshop. If Dr. Thomas, you want to talk about the workshop that's going to be scheduled.
I love to talk about that. Been very blessed to be asked to do the workshop this year. We have an opportunity here to have a real hands-on experience and get our conference attendees involved directly. This year, I hope we'll have the students participating as well. And if we time it correctly, the residents from the residency program should be here as well. And I think that'll make it a much more interactive experience than we've had in the past. Those of you who've been in attendance before, I'm always impressed by the number of people who, at the beginning of our session, say they're a little bit nervous about, getting back into using OMT as much as they might want to in their practice. How many come up and say from years before, they've now been, slowly climbing and the ladder and learning more and more about reintegrating OMT into their daily practice. Constantly impressed by the skill level of the people that are at our conferences. I shouldn't be, because we're osteopathic physicians and we're all very well trained, but I'm always impressed by how talented the people are that are at our conferences and how much they help each other, because we're osteopaths and that's what we do, how much they help each other in that process. Dr. Battistaglia has crossed his time limit. He's going to have to
I gotta go. The DJ for the wedding is going to be taking over, so I gotta go. So last words, we look forward to seeing everyone up here at Seven Springs in January. Please come. You won't regret it. And we look forward to seeing you all. Be well.
Thank you, Dr. Stella. So we're going to keep continuing our conversation since she's getting kicked out by the wedding party. What about some of the other topics? I know that we have things on the schedule that are emergency medicine. We have pediatric psychiatry. We have addiction medicine. What other things do you guys want to highlight for our listeners?
Well, in addition to our OMT workshop, we're going to have a wellness workshop this year as well. And we're very excited about that. That's backed by popular demand from our attendees. And quite frankly, our schedule, what's on our schedule, is driven by our attendees. We very carefully look at back and forth through the comment sections that we get at the end of every year. We listen very carefully and read very thoroughly anything that you put into us. That's how we build this topic set. So the breadth of that, and I believe that's available online right now, the length of it, but you can take a good look at that. You'll see things on there that if they sound familiar, it's probably because you asked for it. So we're very glad to have those opportunities here.
Added ophthalmology, gastroenterology, liver pathology, dermatology, just a lot of, like I said, bread and butter lectures, practical lectures that most of us will use in our private practices.
Yeah, and we also have topics related to women's health, primary care, surgical medicine. We have topics that relate to healthcare reimbursement, to learn some tips and tricks related to that. I think the program will be valuable to all specialties and in particular to primary care specialties.
I hope that gives you a little bit of taste. As for the venue, just so that you guys keep it in mind, I know that several have mentioned it's not only family orientated, but also individuals. If you want to come up for the day or the being commuting as well, the people that are closer to here, that's also an option for you when you register for the conference. But they have activities for that they mentioned as well as on the slopes, but other things. There's a pool, fitness center. There's also a big fireplace that you can cozy up there and some of the hot chocolate or other beverages. Spa. And a spa. Yes. Thank you. So lots of other opportunities and even just walking around and enjoying the fresh air outside if you're not into the slopes. But obviously that's a huge draw this time of year. And there's discounted tickets. You'll get those coupons when you register for the conference at the day of the conference to take up when you're doing all your scheduling of those events too. So which is very exciting. What about any other takeaways of why you keep coming back year after year? Not only just the site, the location, but the conference itself.
The conference itself, the quality of the education, having my base part of my practice being education, I have the opportunity to sample and participate in education events across the country each and every year. And the quality here is amazing. It's been consistently amazing. And I really proud to know the physicians who are able to come here and lecture with us. It brings it back to me is the whole concept of how much we have to offer as a profession, not just to our patients, but to the profession. Bring off and back to themselves. Well, you have such great, talented people who want to speak to us. But the fellowship is a big part of it. That friends I've made here, the ability to come back and then rely on those people when I have questions outside of this, well, it's invaluable. You make those bonds and it becomes your practice network. It's just a great feeling to be able to be here with all my friends each year.
One nice thing that I can mention is I've been to POMA conferences even in my first year of medical school. And what I found is you do meet people from different schools or different areas of medicine or different levels, like an attending versus fellows, even if you're a med student. And then you keep in contact with them, which is really awesome because then you start to develop your own little osteopathic community that then you see them again. You look forward to see them again at different conferences, osteopathic year after year. So I think that's an awesome thing. I know it's not unique to our profession, but I like to think of it as an advantage of our osteopathic old principles and practice.
Well, and at the same time as both those things, it can still be a very family-friendly experience. So you can bring your significant other, you can bring kids to this venue, and there's plenty for them to do and have a great time. And as a planning committee, also made sure that we have events that include families. I think that adds to the benefits that were already discussed.
How about you? You've been coming for 38 years.
Yeah, a long time. We have to mention it's also virtual. And then when you attend, you can re-listen to lectures online for an extended period of time. And I've done that. The special lectures that you really want to hear again, when you get home, dial up and listen with the notes that you can print off. And it's just a great educational experience.
So for our listeners, I hope this gave you a really good little kind of snapshot to what we've done for you to try to make this a really great experience for you, yourself, your colleagues, your families. We hope you will share this and invite other people to come and let them know, again, those dates, just so everybody knows. The early bird pricing is going to end on the 20th. So the 21st of December, it goes up. And then dates of the actual conference, they start Thursday, January 23rd through Sunday, January 26th. I do want to mention we have the District 8 members meeting. That's like kind of the old phrase used to call the business meeting, but it's a members meeting for everybody. And that is on Saturday. So in addition to the other events, please join us for that as well. And there will be a Zoom link for those people who aren't able to attend to be part of the District 8 meeting as well. And then any last thoughts from anybody before we close up our podcast?
We're just looking forward to seeing you guys here.
Awesome. So thank you to our listeners for joining us briefly. If you have any questions, reach out to any of our committee members on District 8, and you can find us on the website and go on the POMA website to find the registration as well as don't forget to get your room block so that you have the rooms, you can find it. And we hope this was enjoyable for you to see our little snapshot. And I love Amber's view. That's like beautiful of the slopes behind her. All right. So if you have any feedback on episode ideas, please email POMA@POMA.org and be sure to subscribe to the POMA Does podcast series on your favorite podcast platform or POMA's YouTube channel. And hope we'll see you next time. Stay healthy, stay warm, and hopefully see you in January at our conference. Thank you all, and thank you to all of our speakers.
Thank you for joining us for this edition of POMA Does. Be sure to subscribe to POMA Does wherever you listen to your podcasts, and tell your friends and colleagues to tune in. Learn more about osteopathic medicine and POMA on our webpage, www.poma.org, and join the conversation on social media. We're on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Or email us at poma@poma.org. We'd love to hear from you. Join us next time for another edition of POMA Does.